Hello everyone! Today I would like to show you a product I finished developing a few months ago, and now that I received all the parts I can finally offer it in a higher amount. It's the 5-speed short shifter you see here, which replaces the standard stock shifters you know from the Mercedes with the 5-speed gearboxes. So in the W201, in the W202, in the W124, and all the models in that era had this 5-speed shifter. There were some little changes during the times. So what you see here is the older one, which had these bolts here. And then in later models, for example in the 202 or the 210, they had just holes and the bolts were on the connecting rods for the gearbox. I'm offering actually any version that is available. So we have the one with the holes, the one with the bolts you see here, and then we have the one for the W201 16 valve version, so the one with the Getrag gearbox, which some of you also call the Dogleg gearbox. It's a little bit different in regards of the shift mechanism because it has the first gear on the bottom left. So that's why I had to change the design to fit also this gearbox, but it's finally available. So we can offer 3 types, as I said, the standard ones with the bolt and the holes, and then the Getrag or Dogleg gearbox shifter. And as you can see, it's made from high-grade materials, so anything you see here which has like a metal shiny surface is made from stainless steel, so there will be no corrosion during the time of use. And anything else, the black material is aluminium, anodized black, and then the wear parts are made from a high-grade brass and bronze. And I'm also separately offering a wear part kit. So after many years of use, if you are in need of new wear parts, you can purchase them also in my online shop and use this shifter till the end of time actually, because the other parts won't take any wear. The wear is concentrated to those parts which I also offer in the wear part kit. And yeah, my goal was to make this really high quality and to make it long lasting, so the people exchanging the stock one for this one will have a long time fun with it and can use it as long as they have their car and drive it. Also, to give you a little bit more insight on the assembly process, I would like to show you in this video how I mount this to my Roadbuster here. I actually drove the first series, so the prototype series, already in this car to test it, but I switched back to the stock one because I sent the prototypes all out to customers, and that's why I want to place again one of these shifters into the Roadbuster. First important detail is that we have a locking pin here, which aligns all the shifter arms in the right position for assembly. And after assembly and adjusting the shifting rods, it can be pulled out and then the shift arms can move freely. But for assembly or before assembly, it is important to have this pin placed in the right position. And see, it's very precise, very tight, so I can't even make it fit with one hand because it has to be in a very precise position. And this pin can be, this is a 6mm pin, so if you ever lose this pin, you can also use like a drill bit with 6mm. It would also work. Before disassembling the old shifter from the car, I of course have to dismount the connecting rods on the bottom of the car. So I will remove these clips here, and then I will be able to pull off the rods. Of course, it's easier if this shifter is not locked in place. So one is off, and the rest will follow. Now all the rods are off. It's actually quite easy on my car because I renewed all the parts and like derusted most of it. I would always advise, if it's an old car, to replace those clips I just removed, because they are normally very rusty and the sheet metal is becoming very thin with all the rust, and it would be a good idea to replace them. And what is also very important for you, maybe, I would advise to completely remove the rods and place them in the vise and make sure that the threads and the nuts are easily moving, because otherwise the adjustment will be very tough. I already did this on this car, so I'm sure that everything will move and I can adjust it so it fits the shifter. But yeah, if you haven't placed a hand in a long time on these parts, it would make sense to disassemble them completely and to renew them, or actually buy new ones. Now from the inside, when we're assembling the shifter from a T model of the 124, we have to remove this carpet here to get access to a screw which sits here and holds this cover in place. After we remove that screw, we can pull that backward and place it to the back, so we have access to anything what's underneath here. I will do that and then show you how it looks. The cover is removed. I always just turn it to the right, and then I have access here. And now you see we have 4 screws, 10mm head, and we just remove these 4 screws. What can be a little bit tricky, if you haven't removed it yet, the cable for the parking brake locks into a plastic clip on this shifter on this side, and it can be hard to remove the cable from that clip. That might take a little bit of force. You might break that clip off, but normally those shifters are so done and worn out that you don't really need to care. Yeah, so I will remove the shifter and then we go to the next step. When taking out the old shifter, it makes it easier to turn it. If you got the cable unlocked from here, from this clip, and also there's some cable harness with the plastic connection to this side of the shifter. But if you have removed them, you can just turn the shifter 90 degrees and then usually just pull it out. Don't forget to unplug the reverse gear switch like I did. You might rip it off. Be careful. Try to do it one-handed. That's it. And now the old shifter is out. For placing the new shifter, it's the same story. You go in like this, then turn it and push it a little to the side. The cable might need a little force so it goes into place, but now it is almost. And I'm just fixing it with 2 screws now, because for pulling out the pin I have to remove it again. Some people told me that on the W201 it is not needed to disassemble it again, because it can pull out the pin in between the center console and the carpet here, which is not possible on the 124. So I will place it down with 2 screws hand tight, adjust the rods, then pull it out again, pull out the pin and place it again. Then I can screw it down completely and fine adjust the rods, and then we're done. I'm now adjusting the rods one by one, and what is really important is that it is possible to put them on the bolt without any force. I think it's hard to see now, but for example, this rod I adjusted already, and I can pull it on the bolt, but I feel it's still with a little bit of force. So there will be a preload, which can then lead to clamping within the shifter mechanism. So make really sure that they go on the bolts without any force. That's not right yet. I still have to adjust it a little more. And if you have done it precisely, then the shift experience will be the best. So make sure to do this really carefully. All the shifting bolts now go in place without any force. So I will disassemble them again, then we can pull out the shifter and pull the pin. The locking pin is out, the shifter is already back in position, but before we screw it down, we place these two parts which also come with the shifter, and those sheet metal pieces will prevent too much sound from coming through that hole. So they will be placed here. They fit perfectly and close the gap and get screwed down with the main 4 screws, and with that you prevent too much sound coming into the passenger room. The shifter is screwed down tightly, and now we can place the cover again and also use this cover here from the stock shifter. Just unscrew the knob. It's an M14 x 1.5 thread. Just place the cover again. Don't forget to plug in the reverse light plug. You might have to increase the length of this cable, because it is usually not long enough on these models to place it, because the plug is from this side. I want to offer an extension set for this also. I already ordered the plugs you need, and then I will offer that with I don't know, a cable in a right size, so you can extend this to your cable harness. I will have to do that too, so I will just show you now. Cover will be back in place, and then you can put this over like this. And put on the shift knob, and then it looks really stealthy. Push it all the way down here, and really looks nice. Didn't connect the rods yet, but that's how it will sit and look. Now that the locking pin is out and all the connecting rods are back in place, you have to visually check that everything is aligned. You can check that by looking from this perspective and make sure that all these shift levers are in the same position. And also test it while moving the shifter from left to right when choosing the gear pair. It should be without any resistance. If you have resistance when moving the shifter sideways, it is most certainly that the adjustment is not correct. So I will now place the locking pieces, and then we are ready to shift. Also make sure that when shifting it from the bottom that nothing hits anywhere, that there's no collision and anything can move freely. I've written a long installation manual where anything I just told you is described a little bit more in detail. So I advise you to read that when you are planning to purchase this part. I'm done with the installation now. I've extended the reverse light cable and adjusted everything, and yeah, it already feels really nice. What you have to consider is that these are brand new mechanical parts, so they need some break-in time. At the beginning it is possible that you feel it's hard to shift sometimes. It's like locking up, but that's actually normal. If it's too much, then you might need to have to adjust the shifting rods again. But a slightly feel that sometimes it's locking up is normal at the beginning. For the first 5,000 kilometers, that's what I say. That's it's the break-in phase, and after that it will shift really smooth. And very important also is to relubricate the mechanical components. I've written a lot about that topic in my installation instructions, so please read them. And yeah, that's about it for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you consider using this shifter. I think it's a real upgrade. Once it's broken in, it's really nice to drive. And also what I like about it, the reverse gear lock. It's not now that you have to pull up the shift knob like you had with the old one. It's just you get to a point where the resistance is rising, and then you have to push through, and then you can go in reverse. So it's more like the modern 6-speeds, which have it the same way. You can just shift normally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you get to the resistance and push through, zack, reverse. I think it's really working well. And so that's the end of it. Like, subscribe, support my channel, and always have a look in the shop. There are new products coming on a weekly basis most of the time. So thank you, and see you in the next video.